by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
When it comes to Broward County, everyone knows the sunrises, the beautiful beaches, and the extravagant nightlife. But within the heart of the 954 lies Shark County. The Sharks have always been hungry for more, striving for excellence in competition and in the classroom. But over time, we've evolved into not only the power in Broward, but one of the premier powerhouses in all of college athletics.
Nova Southeastern, they've been the best team in Division II all season long.
We're the home of 15 NCAA Division II national championships, crowning 50 individual national champions and winning 55 Sunshine State Conference titles. We are the Sharks. We are Shark County. We are the power in Broward.
The pastel sky deteriorates with kickoff taking over the horizon. The day is wearing on, and so is the SSC soccer season, which makes this mid-table clash all the more important. Nova Southeastern see the roof, and they see the floor. And right there with them are the Tampa Spartans. Victory could send you towards the rafters as conference tourney energy grows. A loss could facilitate a drop, adding desperation to your hopes for even making the postseason. A draw similarly could contribute to a stasis that could prove destructive to a season's body of work. The message I'm trying to convey is that both these teams are hungry for 3 points, but can either claim it in 90 minutes here in Davie. The Sharks and the Spartans duke it out up next on the SSC Digital Network. Welcome one and all to the broadcast. My name is Mark Schoenster, excited to be presenting this one with you here this evening as we are getting to the late stages of October, the late stages of the Sunshine State Conference season. It's the Sharks hosting the Spartans, and you can see the players lining out on the pitch now. So let's give you those starting 11s for both of these teams. First off, for the home side Sharks, you've got Andres Morao, Santiago Hoyos Lopez, Aiden Marshall-King, Toga Katsuma, Sebastian Valdez, Liam Healy, Theo Orawal, Noah Jarvik, Manny Steinbjörnsen, Alex Sasser, and Santino Sherbo starting in goal once again for the fourth straight game. Meanwhile, for Tampa, in goal is Alex Hare with Tommaso Polidori, Martin Lortizen, Luca Bergman, Sharif Tamar, Vigo Svedin, Felix Poshman, Leonard Bugaskar, Dion Rufo-Lucci, Rodrigo Lopez, and Christian Fairchild for the visiting unit coached by Adrian Bush. So, these are two teams currently positioned in the standings at 6th and 7th. Nova Southeastern sitting just above Tampa. So, you're in the danger zone as far as the conference tourney is concerned. Top 8 teams in the SSC make it. So these are 2 teams that are trying to not only make the tournament, but a win tonight could propel you into potentially jumping up into one of those top 4 spots and hosting a quarterfinal. So the implications in this game, pretty significant, and we can't wait to see how it unravels. The first 45 minutes are coming up here in just a moment. We have the introductions wrapping up, then we'll have the national anthem. Once that is all said and done, we'll pick it back up here on the SSC Digital Network, and we'll see who has the first say here in the first half of action. The anthem has been sung, or has been performed would be the better way to describe it. Both teams will now give each other one last greeting with not only their opposition, but also our head official for this evening's match and the rest of the officiating crew, which will be in a highlighter green. The Sharks in their white kits. It's the red for Tampa. Once again, we can't wait to get this one going for you here on the SSC Digital Network. My name is Mark Schoenster. I will be presenting this one for you this evening on the SSC Digital Network. One of these teams could launch themselves upward in the standings with 3 points here. A loss for either of these sides could prove hugely detrimental to their aspirations for the season as a whole. So lots on the line as these two ready for battle. I would expect it to be ferocious and intense. Once you get to this portion of the season, you can tweak yourself tactically and make your adjustments as much as you want, but sometimes it can come down to just who is willing to fight for it more. It can get a little more scrappy, so our officiating crew may have their hands full tonight. Of course, we're hoping that it doesn't get out of hand in that regard, but some physicality, always a good thing. As each duel, each 50-50 ball could be the difference between winning and losing. So let's find out who's got more in the tank and who's willing to put more on the line. It'll be the Sharks coached by Matt MacArthur to start off with possession. Once again, going right to left. From beyond Bankcard Field. Both the assistant referees now stationed at their proper touch lines. The whistle sounds, and we are off and running here from NSU Soccer Stadium. It's the Sharks and the Spartans. A mid-table battle that could prove incredibly consequential to the story of both of these teams' seasons. A loss would be pretty rough for either side. I don't think a draw is much better. You got to push for 3 points. And I expect this one to be aggressive down to the wire. Ball lobbed up for Katsuma, and he'll settle it down. Recovery, though, by the Spartans, and it'll be played to the back line. We'll see as these two teams feel out what the other is offering. What can they take advantage of? Where are the lanes? What's up for grabs in the grand scheme of things? The back line today composed of Jervik, Steinbjørnsen, and Alex Sasser. Of course, they'll be receiving a lot of help from Theo Orwa and Liam Healy. Have some of those responsibilities to track back and provide support. And here's the graduate, Manny Steinbjørnsen once again. He'll roll it back to the junior goalkeeper, Santino Sherbo. This one's given away carelessly. Tampa are on the run, cutting to the right and shooting. A much-needed intervention. Alex Sasser steps in the way. Nearly an early goal-scoring chance. You could even dub it as such. And they may have another one here. Shot rocketed to goal. And it's in for Tampa. Just minutes into the match, the Spartans have taken the lead. Rodrigo Lopez making the run from the throw-in. He'll notch his 7th goal of the season, which is putting him up there in the rankings in the SSC. And talk about a tone setter for this match. Sometimes when you get into these intense affairs between two teams that really want it, it can be a little cagey, a little bit static, but once you get a goal into the system of the match, that's going to open things up and intensify the conversation. Tampa on the road with a huge early strike. Shrugged off the contact on his back and just blasted it near post. Besting Sherbo. What can the Sharks offer in repost? Katsuma looking for the feed inside. It's parried to the wide. Lots of contact between Valdez and the defender. Worth noting, although Tampa do sit below the Sharks in the table, they have received votes, unlike Nova Southeastern. And they're on the attack again. Ball squared into the middle. It'll be a corner kick. Yeah, Barry, Rollins, and Nova Southeastern all sit above Tampa in the standings, but the Spartans receiving votes in the United Soccer Coaches rankings. And then after that, of course, the top 3, Florida Tech, Lynn, and Palm Beach Atlantic, all not only in the top 25, but top 15. PBA all the way up at number 3. So, as always, a quality conference. So here will come the service from the left corner flag. Driven in the middle, and it is caught nicely by Santino Sherbo. getting his 4th start of the season. A man from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Overall, we'll cut it back to Alex Sasser. Jervik to Katsuma. He swerves inside. Looking to see just how much composure the Sharks are showing here. The 5 minutes after a goal is scored are always so crucial. How do both teams answer? Because it is a possibility that either side could let up, whether it be in disappointment or in a little bit too much relaxation if you're the team that scored the goal. But Tampa trying to keep things intense here, and they're moving forward once more. This shot took a deflection. No one's there to pick it up. And now Katsuma has some room to operate. He's got to run up the pitch, but he'll keep it himself. Katsuma. Back to Healy. Around 81 degrees here in Davie, Florida this evening. Some pressure on the back line, but that pass just stretched enough beyond the reach of Hoyos Lopez. Trying to carry it along this right-hand side is Bugaskar, Leonard Bugaskar to be specific. Katsuma knocked over and will get helped up by the head coach. Head coach for Tampa, that is, Adrian Bush. Running up this right-hand side. This is Svedin, and it's glanced out by Noah Jervik. It'll be another Tampa throw. This is around where they were able to score their first goal just a couple minutes ago. Just 2 minutes into the game, the Spartans taking the lead off a ripping shot from Rodrigo Lopez. Certainly no complacency thus far from the Sharks. Or from the Spartans, I should say. The Sharks looking to see how they can work through Tampa. They're causing some problems. A lot of this battle taking place in the middle of the pitch. Will be a free kick coming up. Fairly deep for something really drawn up set piece-wise, but we'll see if the Sharks could do anything with this here. It's going to require a pretty deep service to really provide any challenge to the back line and the goalkeeper, Alex Hare. Curled inside, headed to the wide side. Can it be kept in bounds? Our assistant referee over on the far corner says no. He'll be out for a goal kick. Credit to the effort there from Andres Morel, but couldn't quite stab that one along the byline to keep it in bounds. Well composed there from Healy, who is being pressured from two angles. Lobbing attempt overhead on the left-hand side, trying to connect with Aiden Marshall-King. An unsuccessful venture. Sharks looking to break down what appears to be a 4-4-2 that Tampa is rocking with here in this match. Turn unsuccessful there from Katsuma. Ball still alive and in play, and now it's not. Sharks coming off a 0-0 draw last Wednesday at home against Embry-Riddle during senior night. A lot of players being honored, 12 to be precise. Enrique Garcia-Barreas, Noah Jervik, Liam Healy, Noah Holtschoppen, Santiago Hoyos Lopez, Matteo Innocenti, Massimo Natoli, Theo Orawal, Santino Sherbo, Manny Steinbjörnsen, Amadeo Tufano, and Sunao Yamamoto. Sharks will try to push the pace as Katsuma will collect it with some real estate in front of him. Takes a harsh step, now rolls it out wide. Back to Katsuma, feeds it up the middle. Orawal rips it into the center. Morale will let it bounce out of play. It's back out wide once again. Curling ball, no one can get to it. Wasn't the most convincing clearance though, so Morale will be able to scoop this one up and see if they can do something on the reload. Morale to the right-hand side, cutting inside for Katsuma. Just one more pass away from a clear opportunity. But the Sharks are onto something here. 3 players in the penalty area. But that touch isn't going to do it. goal scored in the 3rd minute of action. Scored by Rodrigo Lopez, giving his team the early lead in a game that both sides are famished for. 6th and 7th in the conference table. It'll be Morale once again. Tampa, meanwhile, their last game, and stop me if you've heard this before, coming off a 0-0 draw against Florida Southern last time out. So both sides not only hungry for 3 points, but hungry just for some goals, and Spartans able to feed that hunger early on in this match, which only applies even more pressure on the Sharks to get back into scoring habits, and especially here on home ground, to concede early in the game. You got to swallow your pride for a moment and relock in. The bright spot about conceding a goal early in the game, and although there are many bright spots, you have more time now to come back into a match than if you conceded that goal later in the match. So that's one way to look at it. It certainly never feels like that, though, I would say. Overwalt will send his man running. Alex Sasser getting his 4th start of the season. The freshman getting some looks here in the later stages of the year. Pretty big opportunity for the kid from Weston. So from down here and staying down here, a Shark product from the NSU University School. So not only is he staying in South Florida, staying in Broward to play, but basically keeping himself to the same campus practically. So there's that level of comfort that he'll have as he develops as a collegiate player. Overwalt will drive it forward. Theo Overwalt, nice pass with the outside of his boot. They'll keep it going out wide. Lots of numbers in the box. Nodded away. Top of the 18. The volley's off target. Ambitious from Liam Healy. Actually, that was Theo Overwalt, the one who tried to let that one fly. Looking for something brilliant here at the near halfway point of the first half, so near a quarter of the way done with the match. Jervik will let this one go. Santiago Hoyos Lopez dragged to the ground, and that's going to be our first booking of the evening. That'll be a yellow card issued to Martin Lortizen. wearing the captain's armband for his side. It's his first booking of the season. Well, actually, may have been Luca Bergman. Yeah, it is Luca Bergman who actually gets the yellow card, but it is his first yellow card of the season. Healy will now try to launch this one into the penalty area. It's going to have to travel some distance. He sends it spinning up, headed towards goal, cleared away. And now Tampa trying to mount the counterattack. Reading the danger there, Alex Sasser stepping in. Slows play down, lets Nova get some bodies back. And now they'll run forward once again. Morale trying to smother there, unsuccessful. And they'll push down this right-hand side. Sasser up the pitch. Morale goes down again. This time it's Sharif Tamar who takes him down. And now a free kick for Tampa. Providing service here will be Dion Rufo-Lucci. Has the option to roll it along the touchline to Tommaso Palladori. But he will send this one into the penalty area. Now to the top of the 18 and further knocked away. Katsuma. Oh, what a nice cut. And he'll play it out wide to the right-hand side. Aiden Marshall King on it now. Marshall King has a glance back to him. Rolls it up ahead. Can they swing in a service from here? Yes, they can. Falls down to the ground. Katsuma just slipping up a little bit. Morale cuts to his right. Now fires. It's blocked. Jervik sends in the cross. And a couple of moments of promise for the Sharks here in this first half, but nothing has quite resulted in testing the goalkeeper, Alex Hare. A defender intervention or two has been required, though. Collision there results in a misfired pass out wide. Sharks will get the ball once again. Sharks coming into this game with 8 points, Tampa with 6. Three points tonight would tie up Noah Southeastern with Rollins at 11, but right now it's currently Tampa who have 3 points. They would hop the Sharks should this result hold. And then could start eyeballing the teams with double digits above them. Leading the way, Palm Beach Atlantic with 19. 6 wins and a draw. Very impressive. Can the keeper keep this one in play? No, he cannot. It will be a corner for the Sharks. A chance to make something here on the set piece. Their first corner of the evening. Talking about the table. The top of the table doing battle this evening. Palm Beach Atlantic and Lynn. Just a little north of here in PBA. Florida Tech and Rollins also kicking off an hour earlier than us. And then Embry-Riddle and St. Leo taking place concurrently with this match. We'll give you some updates on the score lines during halftime. And then if any of them are particularly tight, we'll see if we can update you during the second half as well. Driven ball inside. They'll stay with the Sharks. Take two. Bending in. Punched upward by Hare. Once again, the Sharks will keep the ball, at least for now. Knotted down and now further booted away. We'll see if this one can be kept in play by Tampa. It can. Now they're on the run. Some bodies flying down the pitch. That's an excellent run. The ref says play on. Now booted away. It was scrappy, but the Sharks were able to clean things up. Katsuma. Knocked to the ground. No whistle. And now the whistle will sound. And he'll quickly square it to Jervik. We are now 25 minutes through this first half. It just took 2 minutes and 3 seconds for the University of Tampa to take the lead in this one. Rodrigo Lopez smashing it home for the visitors. Sputtering ball up top. There's asking for the defender to mishandle it and to be ready to pick up those scraps. Jervik. Back to Owerwall. He's got Healy in the middle, and that's who he'll connect with. Healy gets by 2 men. Still going. Healy lays it out to his left. Sprayed across the middle. They score! Lovely football from the Nova Southeastern Sharks. Combination down the middle of the pitch. A nice tidy flash across the middle. And it's knocked home for Nova Southeastern. We are back on level terms here at NSU Soccer Stadium. And that starts with some excellent dribbling from Liam Healy. Through the middle of the pitch, initiates that combination. And then Aiden Marshall-King knocks it home on a flashing pass from Santiago Hoyos Lopez, his 6th assist of the season. Aiden Marshall-King's 3rd goal of the year. Santiago Hoyos Lopez came into the evening tied for 3rd place in assists in the conference and 3rd place with goals. So been equal a goal-scoring threat as a contributing threat. We're going to get our first change of the evening as Gregor Garou subs on for Felix Poschman. And I mentioned it earlier, the 5 minutes after a goal, oh so important. Who will manage it better? Will the Sharks keep their foot on the gas, or will the Spartans find an answer? conversating happening between our head official and Vigo Svedin. As now it has been a bit of a dry spell for the Spartans. They had one tear going forward in the last window of action, 10 or 15 minutes, that nearly resulted in something truly dangerous, but the Sharks were able to muck it up and get the stop. And now they have the equalizing goal, 1-1 between these two. Hopeful long ball up ahead, nodded away by Steinbjørnsen. Clearance is carried. Polidori will launch it out wide, and it's beyond the reach of Leonard Bugaskart. Offside flag goes up, so anything that was going to be generated there from Santiago Hoyos Lopez would not have counted. Pass played forward. Won't get too far before it's booted away by Noah Jervik. And the tangling of the legs is going to be called a foul, as the Sharks thought they had something going there, and instead the whistle denying them the opportunity. So 1-1 your scoreline. An early smashing finish from Rodrigo Lopez. And then a lovely Sharks spat of combination play down the middle of the pitch, right up the spine. Results in a response in the 27th minute. The Spartans now trying to find their answers. This one's blazed across center and caught by Santino Sherbo. Here's Aiden Marshall-King, the goal scorer in this game, at least for the Sharks. It's him and number 18, Rodrigo Lopez, for the University of Tampa. Hare boots that one away quickly, making sure that he doesn't get himself into any trouble there with a player pressing on him. Here come the Sharks once again. Katsuma takes himself! Was trying to pick the top shelf, but from that distance, Alex Hare able to read the trajectory and claim it. It was promising build-up. Katsuma decided to let it fly. Careless pass gives it back to the Sharks, but the exact same story can be told inversely. The Spartans now trying to run forward. Bugaskar rolls it back. That was a good find, but couldn't quite be corralled. Lots of contact there, and Morale gets up. Receives a pat and acknowledgement from Tommaso Polidori. Those two guys fighting for the ball. I was talking earlier about how you should expect to see some physicality in this game. Lopez rushing to space. Lopez still with the ball. Oh, look at him go. Rodrigo Lopez cuts it across the middle, and it's knocked out for a corner kick. One heck of a run from Rodrigo Lopez there. Had 3 jerseys around him, was just trying to get free. Then goes along the touchline and swerves into the middle. Such a handful. And now we will get 2 substitutions for Tampa. So coming out are Martin Lortizan, along with, I believe, that was Sharif Tamar. In come Oscar Warren and Yannick Brengel. Rufo Lucci gliding around the pitch. We'll roll it back. Some of these substitutions, Tampa trying to figure out if they can field a spark here in the last 10 minutes of action in the first half. After a bright opening few moments to this game that translated into a score. The Sharks then started to grow into the match, but as we look at the numbers right now, it is nearly dead even across the board. 4 shots, 2 on goal each. Morale had an option over on the right-hand side, whether he recognized it and opted against it or just didn't see it at all. Either way, the ball did not go in that direction. With 10 minutes left to go, is there still another statement to be made here in the first half? If not, the takeaway is that both teams showing some grit and hunger in this one, both able to find the back of the net in the opening 45 minutes. Offside flag goes up. This is a series that Tampa have the advantage in all time. 20 wins to Nova's 8 wins, and then their 7 draws amongst the 2 of them. Fun fact, though, these 2 teams, neither could beat each other last season. 2 draws. Tampa, in a way, getting the better of the most recent fixture, which was in an SSC quarterfinal clash that went to penalty kicks. That does officially go into the record books as a draw, though, but a team has to advance, so you have to go to the spot to figure out who will move forward. But there was nothing to separate the 2 of them on the field of play as we look to get 2 substitutions here. Matteo Innocenti, one of the 2, along with Sunao Yamamoto. They won't be waved on just yet, though. Our center official talking to the head man, Adrian Bush of University of Tampa. So long discussions being had here. Seemed to be a pretty cordial exchange, and doesn't seem like the refs will allow for those substitutions to be made, though. Play is allowed to go on, and we now get things going once again. Vigo Svedin lofts it over to the left-hand side, and the offside flag will once again go up. Ball headed along, brought down by Katsuma. And he couldn't step through that second challenger. It was close, though. Sent up the pitch now. Tampa on the other end. One-on-one defending. Ball now played into the center. And well stepped to by Jervik. Oh, that's really well done. Aiden Marshall King able to win the deflection off of Polidori. And now we'll get that substitution. It's been waiting for a hot minute. Innocenti will come on for Hoyos Lopez. And Owerwalt will come out for Yamamoto. Oh, actually, it looks like Hoyos Lopez is going to stay in the game, and instead it'll be Andres Morao that will step out. Hoyos Lopez's jersey wins the award of dirtiest in the first 45 minutes. That's a 50-50 call right there. Both heads clashing on that ball, and basically just up to the ref's discretion who he thinks actually had more effect on the trajectory of where that ball went. Aiden Marshall King sets Katsuma free. Toga Katsuma lets it rip and gives the Sharks the lead. Have a one-time hit, Toga. His fourth goal of the season, and a big one here in late October. The Sharks, responding from the early goal, now have 2 to their name. The transfer from the University of Mobile in Alabama, the Japanese striker Toga Katsuma hits it so purely there. It's a great searching ball, just lofted over the top. You're begging for a defender to mess one of those up. And the moment it happens, can the striker take advantage of it? And Toga Katsuma hits it oh so cleanly. Not a lot Alex Hare can do there. Tumbling to the ground. Santiago Hoyos Lopez adds a little more dirt on his shirt. It'll be a free kick for the Sharks with 6 minutes to go in the half. Punches and counter punches have been thrown in this one. Is there something more here in the final stages for the Sharks to claim before both sides go to the dressing room? Healy spins it in, caught by Hare. Gets too close to goal. The keeper will have no issues with it. Svedin. Well, that's a disaster. And it's taken up on. Can the Sharks capitalize? Hoyos Lopez! Great recovery from Alex Hare. A mishap in the back. But a scrambling Alex Hare covers up. Nearly making it 3-1 here. The Spartans just trying to make it to the halftime break now. Here comes the cross on the corner kick. Falls down on the ground and booted out. Yamamoto tries to let that one rip. Could the Spartans be on the counter? Sasser had other plans in mind. Four more minutes left. Can the Spartans offer a counter? Katsuma, our latest goal scorer, squares it across the middle for Aiden Marshall-King. Marshall-King was trying to reconnect with Katsuma there. It was that combination that led to this second goal for the Sharks. You don't want to get too stretched here. Lopez will cut it to the left in open space. That's a good step. Katsuma recovers and does well to block the service inside. Foul on Santiago Hoyos Lopez. The challenge from behind. I'm actually a little surprised that he doesn't go into the books there. Bit of a rough challenge. So a free kick with 3 minutes and counting left to go in the first half. An early goal from the Spartans, but the Sharks have found two answers since then. Two lovely goals at that. One that hit the boot of a lot of different players before it went in, and then the other, a lofted pass and a smashing finish from Toga Katsuma. And that long-distance free kick will sail harmlessly over top. And with 2.5 minutes to go, the Sharks will be looking to waltz this one to halftime with the advantage. Still a whole lot of footy to be played, though. And with the way this game has been, it's had its ebbs and flows. Jervik does well to keep it in bounds, redirecting it into the fray. No good options for Hoyos Lopez. And now he'll relinquish throwing responsibilities with more time running off the clock. "90 seconds left in the half. Katsuma steps on it. Is there one more opportunity? Threaded through the middle, but just too far ahead of Aiden Marshall-King, who has a goal and an assist in this first half of action. 1 minute to go. Tampa getting some numbers forward. Healy has a runner out wide. It's Jervik. Noah Jervik with 30 seconds left. Jervik slides it in the middle. He has it again, or at least was chasing for it. Yamamoto in the middle. Poke through. Yamamoto fighting for it. And it's knocked out for a goal kick. Time ticking away here in the first 45. They'll launch this one down the pitch. The Sharks head it in the other direction. And there is your halftime whistle. An early goal for Tampa, but the Sharks offer two responses. 2-1 in favor of the home side going into the halftime break. This now gives us a chance to get some water, to recover. You all do the same at home. We hope you've been enjoying this show on the SSC Digital Network. It's been an enjoyable half of action, and I'm sure the second half will be offering similar levels of drama. So be sure to stay locked in right here. Keep the stream open. When you hear me talking again, that means action's about to resume, and that'll be a good indicator to get back in your seat or regain your attention, whatever it is you're doing. We'll see you then. 2-1 your scoreline at halftime.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of Scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
When it comes to pizza, your way should be the only way. Customizable, craveable, artisanal pizzas fast-fired and made just for you is what we're all about at Blaze Pizza. Whether you're the classic pepperoni type or like to mix things up with 3 or 4 toppings, at Blaze, you can build your pizza exactly how you like it. Order down the line, choose your toppings, including sauces, cheeses, meats, and veggies, and we'll fire it up in less than 180 seconds. And also, get this, any toppings you want are all one price. Yes, really. Visit us online at blazepizza.com or download the Blaze Pizza app today.
What we do isn't just financial planning. We're developing a long-term relationship.
It's an international space where everyone is welcome.
We really resemble the community. I've been able to build a very successful practice, one that I couldn't have done alone.
Training that we have as financial advisors, it's unheard of.
This career, it does allow for an amazing work-life balance.
This ended up being the most rewarding thing that I could possibly imagine doing professionally.
If the world was like the South Florida Group, we would be a better place.
Do you think you know the quarterdeck? Take another look. Quarterdeck. Come for the food, stay for the fun.
Valley's all about making life easier for clients, and that's why we're all about smiles too. So every day, we make it possible for home buyers to become homeowners, for folks chasing their dreams to become entrepreneurs, for parents to plan today for their children's tomorrow, and for communities to get better every day. You see, when we know we've put a smile on a customer's face, well, that puts one on ours, too.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
When it comes to Broward County, everyone knows the sunrises, the beautiful beaches, and the extravagant nightlife. But within the heart of the 954 lies Shark County. The Sharks have always been hungry for more, striving for excellence in competition and in the classroom. But over time, we've evolved into not only the power in Broward, but one of the premier powerhouses in all of college athletics.
Nova Southeastern, they've been the best team in Division II all season long.
We're the home of 15 NCAA Division II national championships, crowning 50 individual national champions and winning 55 Sunshine State Conference titles. We are the Sharks. We are Shark County. We are the power in Broward.
pizza your way should be the only way. Customizable, craveable, artisanal pizzas fast-fired and made just for you is what we're all about at Blaze Pizza. Whether you're the classic pepperoni type or like to mix things up with 3 or 4 toppings, at Blaze, you can build your pizza exactly how you like it. Order down the line, choose your toppings, including sauces, cheeses, meats, and veggies, and we'll fire it up in less than 180 seconds. And also, get this, any toppings you want are all one price. Yes, really. Visit us online at blazepizza.com or download the Blaze Pizza app today.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
Second half on the deck here at NSU Soccer Stadium. 2-1 your scoreline. The Sharks with the lead over the Spartans in a mid-table battle of high importance for both teams. The objective coming into the game was very much to get 3 points. Right now the Sharks are in position to do so, but the game started off with Tampa in the lead, so perhaps there's still some twists in this story in the second half. Only one way to find out what will happen, and that's to stay locked in right here on the SSC Digital Network. Hope everyone's having a fantastic night here in the middle of the week. My name is Mark Schoenster. Let's get this one going. The Sharks will be going left to right in their white kits here in the second half. Meanwhile, right to left in the red unis with black sleeves. Tampa will be searching for a response. What kind of differences will this second half pose in comparison to the first? You know, as the game wears on, the desperation will keep kicking up notch after notch after notch. Whose desperation will be the question? It could be Tampa's, Nova's, should there be a couple of goals for the visitors, or if the game is tied, both. Santiago Hoyos Lopez will get this one started. Here's Aiden Marshall King over to the right channel, curling it inside. Punched down, but not caught by Alex Hare. Yannick Brengel able to prevent the corner kick, but they're stuck in their own corner until winning that throw-in, but still not an ideal spot to be tossing the ball back in. Here's Yamamoto. Rolling it out wide to Marshall King. And that'll stay with the Sharks. Tampa can't believe it. In particular, Brengel can't believe it. Marshall King's pass takes a glance. Healy will pick it up. Valdez unable to maintain possession, and it will roll out of bounds. A goal in the 3rd minute by Rodrigo Lopez gave Tampa the lead, but the Sharks were able to answer in the 27th and 39th minute. Aiden Marshall King with a goal and an assist. So a good outing for the Englishman. But will it propel his team to victory? That remains to be seen. Hoyos Lopez lost his footing. Kotsma getting a poke on it. That's a hefty collision as the Spartans will carry it forward now. Here comes Tampa. Looking for a chance to whip this one into the penalty area. This could be an opportunity. Shot ripped towards goal. It spills for a moment, but Sherbo able to pick up the pieces before it got too far ahead of him. And now he'll boot it down the pitch. Juggled up nicely and retained by Innocenti. A lot of games happening around the league, including, of course, Nova Southeastern against Tampa Women's Edition happening in the reverse location. The Sharks with a 1-0 lead in that game. Genesis Hernandez continues to be such an impact player. She has the lone goal in that affair. Meanwhile, in other matches in the SSC, Palm Beach Atlantic, who were top of the table coming into the day, were going up against the second-place team in the conference, Lynn, a top 10 clash at that. And at home, Palm Beach Atlantic handled business 2-0. Ripping shot on the other end. Did it take a deflection? No, it did not. It'll be a goal kick. So the Sailfish continuing to distance themselves from the rest of the pack. That jumps them up to, I believe, 22 points, which is very impressive. 3-3 between Florida Tech and Rollins. That's two teams that are above these two in the standings, and so whenever you get two teams above you playing each other, you're kind of hoping for a draw, because that's just 2 points gained in total by the teams above you as opposed to 3 points for one or the other. Exciting one there, though, 3-3. And then the other game that is happening at the same time as this one, Embry-Riddle and St. Leo. The Lions with a 2-0 lead over the bottom of the table Eagles. They're also trying to help their postseason hopes. Some lovely interplay here for Tampa. Ball lofted towards goal, and it'll end up landing on the roof. We'll keep you updated on what's happening in the women's edition of this game, along with what's going on between Embry-Riddle and St. Leo, since that game is also taking place right now. Of course, though, our first order of business is what's taking place here, right on the campus of Nova Southeastern University. Ball booted away by Luca Bergman. Aiden Marshall-King trying to bend that one up to Hoyos Lopez. A lot of physicality there from Santiago Hoyos Lopez, and then he taps it out for a goal kick, so all of that. Oh, no, they're going to call it a corner. Seemed to me it came off the striker last, but of course there's at least two refs on the pitch with a better vantage point than I had and closer to the action, so they're the ones making the calls, not me. So from the right corner flag, the Sharks will see if they can find a gap here on the set piece. Ball driven low, played along. It's kept in bounds. The second service could be brought in. Aiden Marshall-King doing the dance out there outside, but the Spartans will end up being the ones victorious. It was him, along with Dion Rufo-Lucci, who are doing battle in the corner. Good work here from Sasser. Alex Sasser showing off some dribbling from the center back. Marshall-King keeps it in bounds. Good effort from him. And Sasser picks up the pieces. Sasser lets it fly himself. The CB getting up the pitch. You never know sometimes with center backs. Sometimes there's some interchangeability between being a number 9 and being a center back. Sometimes you get players who start at one and end up becoming the other later in their career and vice versa. Tommaso Polidori will sub back on for Oscar Warren. Garou rolling it back. Rufo-Lucci dribbles by one man. This is promising for the Spartans. A blazing cross ends up being off target, not offering a threat on goal, nor giving a player a chance to get on the end of it for Tampa. Some pressure being applied by the boys in the red kits. Santiago Hoyos Lopez plays that one behind Katsuma. He had a lot of space, so the striker just couldn't roll that ball accurately enough to him. How about that from Valdez? Sebastian Valdez with room to operate. Valdez tried to rip it towards goal. It's blocked. Kept in bounds by Garou. It'll be Guru again along the touchline where he's swarmed by white jerseys. Hare. Yamamoto carries it along for Katsuma. Katsuma lets it fly! Just over the crossbar. Toga Katsuma with one excellent strike in the first half. Currently, the goal that has given his team the lead. He was trying to expand it here. He's playing with some confidence right now. And that's exactly what these two teams are looking for in this match. Obviously, the result, but the confidence that will come from it. Steinbjørnsen in a bit of a tussle, able to keep possession for the Sharks. That was well done by Katsuma. But then he just loses his grip on it. Ball lofted over top. Flag stays down. Can Tampa do something with it? Excellent buddy-on-buddy defending there. Two defenders sandwiching the striker. We'll get a substitution here. Gregor Guru will sub out, and William Waters will step in. Just his 7th appearance of the season, Waters. Junior midfielder from Clinton, North Carolina. Hoyos Lopez with the turn. Lays it off for Yamamoto. Now Jervik with a run forward. He'll combine with Yamamoto before playing it back to Healy. Well, that was excellently done. Maybe getting a little bit too ambitious with the second attempt, though, Innocenti. Could be a window for a cross. They'll provide it. Valdez. Oh, Aiden Marshall King. He gets the better of it there. Looking to pop it over top the defender. It wasn't quite a clean execution, but he ends up getting the result he was looking for, which was to get by the defender, though. There was some physicality required as well to get that one over the finish line. Valdez tried to run it forward with the outside of his boot. So 15 minutes through this second half of action, both sides have had their requests going forward. But so far, everything's been handled nicely by the opposition on whichever end the attack is coming from. First two changes in the second half for Coach MacArthur getting ready to go. Steinbjornson not on the same page with Valdez. He thought the wingback was running along. The moment he made the pass, Valdez just shakes his head. He knows he's nowhere near there. He thought one direction. The graduate from Germany thought the other. There's a level of confidence that Rodrigo Lopez has when the ball's at his feet that stands out. Brangle rolls it to Polidori. He'll tap it up ahead, and now that'll be Healy. He was surveying his options going forward, didn't like what he was seeing. Yamamoto will now spray it over to Jervik. You're watching the Sharks and the Spartans on the SSC Digital Network, taking place in 80 degrees Fahrenheit, Davie, Florida. My name is Mark Schoenster. I've been the one describing the action for you this evening. Both sides currently in the bottom half of the current 8 teams that would make the SSC tournament. A win tonight would do them a lot of good and feeling comfortable about their spot in that competition. As we get 2 changes, Andres Morale returning to the pitch. Meanwhile, Noah Holtzschoppen making his debut on the evening. So Jervik will go out. Holtzschoppen will step in for him. And we'll look to see who's coming in for Andres Morale. And it'll be Toga Katsuma. Healy had it jarred away from him. Well, that was a heavy hit to the chest. Just after subbing into the match, Andres Morale is going to go into the books. It'll be his 3rd yellow card of the season. Just looked like a swipe to the chest. So it'll be a free kick that Alex Hare maybe looking to launch into the penalty area himself. Two substitutes getting ready, one for each team. We'll see when they get waved onto the pitch. That one's going to fall short. And here is a long-distance effort that's trying to catch the goalkeeper off his line, but it's certainly not even coming close. We may have had head contact on the other end, so the official, I should say, will stop play immediately to get the Shark player checked on. Healy going to sub off for Orawal, who returns to the match. Looks like it's Valdez, the one who went down. Leonard Bugaskar subbing on for Dion Rufo Lucci. Looks like Sebastian Valdez is going to be all right. He's getting himself refreshed over on the sideline. We'll wait to get waved back onto the match. Well, he's been given the go-ahead. I don't think he saw it, though. Yeah, he certainly didn't see it. Now he's been waved on. He didn't see it a second time, but I think on this occasion, his coach, Matt MacArthur, did, and so he said, all right, let's get out there. Valdez, freshly returned to the match. Marshall King. That should be Tampa ball, and it will be. Christian Fairchild will toss this one in back into play as we're nearly 20 minutes through. Neither side able to change the scoreline nor truly offer up an incredibly dangerous opportunity here in the second half of action. I would say off the top of my head, the most dangerous look we've had so far has been a shot from outside the 18 from Toga Katsuma. So we're going to get another substitution here. And it's actually a pretty significant one because we're going to get our first look at Matthew Blackwood, who's subbing on for Aiden Marshall King. This will be his debut as a Shark. From down here in South Florida, Pembroke Pines, played at Pembroke Pines Charter School. The freshman getting his first look with the team, at least in an official match. Of course, they'll be way more familiar with what he has to offer. And speaking of having to offer, the Sharks on the move here. Orwell. It's over to Blackwood. Matthew Blackwood getting his first touches of the ball in an official collegiate match. Yamamoto switches it to the left-hand side. Now ripped in towards goal. And it will skip wide harmlessly. No one there on the far post to scoop that one up. Mentioned before the significance of this match coming into the game. The Sharks at 6th, Tampa 7th. Nova Southeastern with the advantage would jump up to 11 points, which would tie them with Rollins. Blackwood moving forward. Matthew Blackwood's shot will skip wide. The eager youngster looking to leave his mark early on in his college debut. Christian Fairchild. His pass will glance out of bounds for a Sharks throw. Actually, sorry, for a Spartans throw. Lorenz Offner going to sub into the match now. Stepping on for Felix Poshman. Morale doing everything he could to get his boot on that one, to keep it going forward. Was knocked over in the process. Yamamoto plays that one out into space. It was for Holtzschoppen to catch up to, but ultimately it ended up being just a little bit stunted on the pass. He couldn't get there in time. Ball whipped in, caught by Sherbo. So we're halfway through the second half of action. All 3 goals scored in the first 45. Valdez feeds it into the middle. Morale chops it back for Yamamoto. Sasser will spray it out to Holtzschoppen. Play will keep going on here. Hoyos Lopez trying to play it back into the traffic. And we do have a player down over on the far side, so RF will halt things here. We'll stop the clock, and I hope we'll get some good news here in a moment as I'd like to give you an update. Noah Southeastern women's soccer have now taken a 2-0 lead over Tampa. The Sharks scoring a goal off a penalty kick. Sofia Suarez tucking that one away, doing away with it, and now putting them up comfortably. Women's soccer having a fantastic year for the Sharks. Currently sitting tied at the top of the table. It's actually a 4-way tie coming into the day. The Sharks yet to be beaten. 12 points. Embry-Riddle at 12 points. Florida Southern and Florida Tech also at 12 points, but they have played an extra game, and they both have losses. It's Embry-Riddle and Nova Southeastern who are both at 3-0-3. Not a large gap between first place going all the way down to, what is that, 8th? Yeah, 8th place is 9 points. That's Palm Beach Atlantic, a victory away from being tied for first in that group. Toga Katsuma subbing back into the game as we get this one going once more. Here's Valdez. Rolls it in the middle. Morale. Oh, cut it over to Blackwood. Blackwood trying to rifle it back into the middle, and it'll be a corner kick. "20 minutes and counting left to go in this match. Corner kick curled inside, the header wide of the right post. Looks to be Manny Steinbjørnsen smashing the ground after the fact in frustration. Just giving it a couple of smacks as he thought he could score there, but it ended up going wide. Had the kind of connection you're looking for, been tough for the keeper to stop if it had been a little bit more accurate on the other side of the post. Second service, nodded away. Yamamoto brings it down. Parries it back out. Second curling ball sent inside. Not a bad look for the Sharks. Holtz-Schoppen to Hoyos Lopez. By the way, the player went down, Matteo Innocenti, making the long walk around the perimeter. It's on his own feet, so that's good to see. Blackwood. Excuse me, that's Valdez. Now Blackwood. Service sent inside, searching for Santiago Hoyos Lopez. Now played up the pitch. Offner hoping to do something with it. And now here's a hopeful ball over the top. Offner making the run. He has a man waiting inside the middle. It's spilled around and back in the hands of the goalkeeper. A little messy, but the Sharks hang tight. Yamamoto plays it back to Steinbjörnsen, the center back. And now it'll be Owerwall. He'll keep it going along to Katsuma. Toga Katsuma with the back heel. Service played in the middle. Not fully dealt with. Morale picking up the pieces. Long distance effort off target. Yamamoto having a go. Another hopeful ball brought in. Hoyos Lopez got one touch on it, but that was always going to require something especially tidy to generate some sort of genuine offensive chance. Well, that's what you do. You continue mustering up opportunities, and either A, you hope for a mistake from the opposition, or B, you keep trying until you can get something really wonderful from one of your players, and then you've got a highlight reel goal. Tampa's trying to do the same thing on the other side. It trickles through. The shot launched towards goal, but ends up going over it from Christian Fairchild. Under 15 minutes to go in this one. Another score update, St. Leo very, very much ahead against Embry-Riddle, 4-0. So I think that one's just about done. Shark women still up 2-0. Same time frame as this game, so time running out for Tampa in that game in particular. Still a lot of time to determine what will happen here, though. The Sharks trying to hang on to this one, get all 3 points in a match that's Pretty crucial for each of them as we're entering that final stretch of the regular season. Well, that's a lovely turn from Lopez, but then he plays it behind. It's just an inaccurate pass. Lopez won't give up on the play, though. We're going to stop the clock for a moment as our head official is going to... All right, well, that was a little awkward. Play will resume. Steinbjørnsen rolls it to Valdez. Feeds it in the middle nicely for Morale. Andres Morale still going with it. Slices it across. Awfully close. And now we'll get some substitutions. It's going to be a handful as Oscar Warren will sub back on for Lawrence Offner. Felix Poshman will also sub into the game. Valdez also subbing out of the game. Is good to see Matteo Innocenti doing all right. He's doing so all right that he's back in the match after taking the injury. Dion Rufo-Lucci, Felix Poshman, and Oscar Warren all coming on for Tampa. 3 changes for head coach Adrian Bush. His 21st year as the coach of the Spartans, so a long-time man in charge there. Morale rolling it back. Well, that isn't Innocenti, actually. That's Massimo Natoli. 25, not 23. So, apologies for that mistake there, folks. Well, this could be promising for Tampa. This one smothered nicely. Santino Sherbo recognized the danger, I should say, and came screaming off his line. That one will be cleared up the pitch as once we hit that 10-minute mark, which we're just 30 seconds away from, the Sharks will, you imagine, will start to emphasize more and more the time-killing strategies. We certainly don't want to give up on the game and bunker down, but anything to run out more of that clock is they're trying to switch it to Blackwood. And we'll see as that risk-taking will keep jumping upward and upward as the game ticks along for Tampa. Under 10 minutes to go now. He'll commit more numbers forward at the risk of being caught at the back. That one falls down nicely, but the shot will end up clipping the boots of one of the Sharks defenders. Katsuma will now feel some pressure from the chasing player. For a moment, had a ton of space, though. Fairchild. Well, that is really well done by Yamamoto to step in there. Provide some assistance. That'll be frustration for Tampa after that foul is called. Sharif Tamar being called for the contact. After this game, Tampa will go back home to play Barrie on Saturday. That's a big game. They'll go to Eckerd and then close off the regular season against St. Leo on the 1st. Meanwhile, for Nova Southeastern, they'll go on the road to Florida Southern College on Saturday before a big one next Wednesday against PBA, whom are currently number 3 in the country. Blackwood subs off. Aiden Marshall King returns. Good shift, though. Matthew Blackwood getting his feet on the ball. Made a couple of runs. And then the Sharks will close off the year, by the way, November 5th against Embry-Riddle. But next up on the docket is a road trip to Florida Southern. They'll be hoping to go into that one with 3 points out of this affair. Still time left to go, though. All it takes is one moment for Tampa. This one thrown short by Svedin. Morale picks the pockets. Hoyos Lopez now trying to find some room to operate. Morale is down on the ground. The whistle is going to sound because Andres Morale is hurt, and a yellow card is now going to be issued. And it'll be given to number 12, Dion Rufo-Lucci. His first yellow card of the season. It's also his first start of the year, the transfer from Missouri State, which is a great soccer program, by the way. Always producing professional players and typically of the ranked variety at the Division I level. So both sides will get a chance to recuperate here with 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes for Tampa to find something. I did preface, though, at the beginning of the game that both sides, I don't know how much a point will do. So not only are the Spartans looking for an equalizer, but, I mean, they got to push to try to find a winner, too. But yeah, take it one step at a time, and with 7 minutes to go, beggars can't be choosers. Marshall King launches this one up. Cleared away with ease. Lopez. Good duck from the referee there. It's a little too much contact, according to our head official, and it will be a yellow card. So, another booking here as these closing moments becoming awfully choppy. I believe that one being given to Alex Sasser. I'll wait confirmation on that, though, before we officially dub him with the yellow card. And that's why we wait, because it's actually been given to Manny Steinbjornson. Service bent inside, headed upward, and out for a corner kick. Yamamoto stumbling as he lunged for that one. Our ref going to stop the clock once again, as he looks to make sure everything is clear here. Things getting a little bit snippy here at the end of things. You can imagine why. All right, the go-ahead has been given. 6:20 to go. Clock is rolling once again. And that'll go out without a harm. But it did require a touch from Natoli, so it will stay with Tampa. This corner kick coming from the other side. They'll have a second whip at it. Warren has it booted away again by Holtzschoppen. Fans enjoying that. Quickly tossed in. And escorted out of bounds for a goal kick. This one winds closer and closer to its conclusion. It started early on in this game. A third-minute goal from Rodrigo Lopez opened the scoring. Tampa taking the lead. The Sharks finding two wonderful answers, though. A wonderful combination tied the game. Aiden Marshall-King scoring it. And then Aiden Marshall-King puts the ball up in the air for Katsuma to bring down. And then he rifles it to goal to give the Sharks the advantage in the first half of action. Here in the second half, the chances have been, at least the genuine chances, have been pretty few and far between. A couple of frantic moments, but nothing requiring anything super spectacular from either goalkeeper. Owerwalt does well there to bring it down. Yamamoto drags it out. Katsuma. Two defenders near him. Katsuma has earned his team a corner kick. They'll be able to roll out more of this clock in the process. It has gone final in Tampa. Sharks women collect all 3 points, 2-0. Service inside, nodded up into the air. Brought down by Holtzschoppen. Holtzschoppen trying to vie for it. And it will be a hurried goal kick as the Sharks will dash back down the field while red jerseys try to flood into the attacking half. Sharks able to win the ball back here, push it up the pitch, but it's a temporary possession as Tampa will continue to push forward. Swinging ball knotted away by Nova Southeastern. Owerwalt does well there to maintain possession. Katsuma. Morale is open wide on the right-hand side if you could see him. Threads it in for Morale. Morale with a nice step. Andres Morale! Over top on the shot. Had the chance to put this game to bed. Quickly retaken. Overwall. Oh, it's friendly fire. Morale has it once more. Played up by Natoli. Katsuma with the back heel. Puts it up in the air, and he'll be able to collect it. He has a man out wide left. Santiago Hoyos Lopez! Oh, it's a blazing finish! The Sharks put 3 on the board, looking to claim all 3 points in this mid-table bash. The man with the dirtiest jersey on the pitch with a filthy finish, Santiago Hoyos Lopez, just solidified this one for the Sharks. A goal and an assist now for Hoyos Lopez. His 8th goal of the season. Had his 6th assist earlier. Now, how about this? The Sharks have 3 goals in this game. The 3 goal scorers, Toga Katsuma, Santiago Hoyos Lopez, and Aiden Marshall-King. The 3 assisters in the game, Toga Katsuma, Santiago Hoyos Lopez, and Aiden Marshall-King. Nice little goal economy happening there between the 3 of them. I scratch my back. No, sorry. I scratch your back. You scratch mine. Katsuma gets taken down. A quick yellow card is issued. William Waters going into the books there. His 3rd yellow card of the season. (3-1) your score. The Sharks have put this one to bed in the closing moments. After responding nicely to an early goal conceded. I said it early in the game, it never feels like a positive as far as conceding goals is concerned, because it's never a positive to concede. But conceding early means you have the most amount of time to respond. And they've been able to find 3 goals since giving one up in the early stages of this match. And could they be on for another one? Cutting pass inside. Couldn't be deflected onto frame. It's looking to be a Shark sweep on the night against Tampa. And a foul here will mean a free kick for the visitors. Players will make their way down the pitch. Clock stopped with about 80 seconds to go. Both of these teams want to be there for the SSE Men's Soccer Championship. That'll start November 10th, so under a month now from today. That'll start Monday, November 10th. If you're so lucky to advance on to the semis, it would be the 13th, the final being on Sunday, the 16th. So the middle of November is when what should be an incredibly competitive tournament will take place. Cross swung inside, falls down, and Tampa have one back. A shot knotted into the roof. The Spartans have a window of life, but there isn't a lot of time left. Just over a minute to go in the match. But Tampa have an answer. They've now, in essence, bookended this match with an early goal and a late goal. The question is, Can they find a third in 68 seconds? Classic response there. We're going to see some gamesmanship of intense variety here for the Sharks as we are now counting seconds here in Davie, Florida. 3-2 your scoreline. Nova Southeastern trying to grind out the rest of this game. Bouncing it to the corner. Katsuma shrugging off the pressure as he goes to the corner flag. He's doing an oh-so-great job. It is just a mess, and that's exactly what Nova Southeastern want. Booted away for a Shark throw, and that should just about do it. Gregor Guru scoring his first goal of the season, by the way, on that one, assisted by Rodrigo Lopez. And that will wrap things up here. Nova Southeastern victorious 3-2, your final score. A highly competitive match. It's exactly what you would have anticipated. But the home side walk away with all 3 points as they look to hope this will slingshot them up the standings in the final stretch of the regular season. For all of you tuning in, we appreciate you watching this Wednesday night. For our entire broadcasting crew, for my man Josh Leatherman making this show happen, wearing more hats than you could possibly imagine. My name is Mark Schoenster. Hope you have a fantastic night, and we will see you next time here on the SSC Digital Network.